Hello and welcome to Module 7 for ED 584. And we will go ahead and get started. Share the screen. Okay, and then we'll go into Module 7. And the photo is one I took almost 10 years ago in early March, Eastern Idaho, Rexburg, Driggs, Victor area, looking east toward the Tetons along the Idaho-Wyoming border, Grand Teton National Park. So for Module 7, and this module will introduce you to the analysis of variance, ANOVA, the ANOVA procedure. And ANOVA is used when it is necessary to compare 3 or more groups. It can also be used for comparing 2 groups, although in that case, it is more common to use a form of the t-test. Like the t-test procedures we have already examined, there are various versions of the ANOVA procedure. The first 2 we will examine are associated with between subjects design in this module and within subjects design, the next module. For this module, we will focus on the one-way between subjects ANOVA procedure. The ANOVA procedure produces an F statistic, also called F. In the same way as we use the T statistic and compared it to the T critical score to make a decision, we use the F statistics and compare it to an F critical score to make a decision on significance. The table used to look up the F critical score is called the F table, and it's in the back of the book near the T table. Unlike the t-test, the ANOVA procedure is a 2-step process when a significant finding is obtained. First, compare the variances of all groups to determine if a difference exists. This is such that calculate the F statistic and compare it to the F critical value. The results of this analysis will not tell us where the differences are, but it will tell us whether a difference exists between the groups. Remember, we are usually working with 3 or more groups. If no difference is found, then we stop and summarize our findings by indicating that there is no statistical difference between the groups examined. If a difference is found, then we proceed with the second step of the ANOVA process, called a post hoc test. The post hoc test allows us to examine differences between pairs of the groups examined, pairwise comparisons, and to identify where the differences are. There are different forms of post hoc tests. The 2 we will address are Fisher's LSD, which is the most liberal, and 2K's HSD, which is more conservative. Effect size can be determined with an ANOVA in a similar way as with t-test. We look at eta squared and or omega squared for this purpose. Remember, it is important to report an effect size with any statistical significant finding. Compared to the t-test procedures, the calculations become a bit more involved with the ANOVA procedures. Although we will develop basic skills and knowledge of these calculations, the use of SPSS can be very helpful in doing this for you. And here are the objectives. Here are the objectives for the modules. And the directions is here's step 1. The reading from the how to use SPSS text is short and provides a good simple introduction to the use of the ANOVA procedure. It is recommended that you first read this section before moving on to the more in-depth discussion provided within the SPS text. And so that reading, first I'm providing a short overview of research design and t-tests. So this is just short, looking through research designs and then research designs where we use the t-test. And then how to use SPSS, starting with chapter 7, 7.2 on the one-way ANOVA. So then in the statistics for the behavioral sciences, chapter 12. And here's the supporting PowerPoint. Click on it. And hopefully this will not take too long to come up. Here it goes. And that's analysis of variance one way between subjects design. So then there are 3 YouTube videos I provided. First is Introduction to ANOVA. The one-way ANOVA. And one way between subjects ANOVA. And then post your reflective commentary. I've already posted mine. And then assignment 2 will be due in during this module. And with that, here are the directions. And I've also provided a data set for you all. And with this one, this is where you're going to go in and use what you've learned to run t-test on the data. And then the next module will be on chapter 13, and it'll be more ANOVA. If you have any questions, let me know. One thing, start to be thinking about your final project. That the end of the semester will get here sooner rather than later. So be thinking on that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.